Hey guys, Emma here. My partner is Andrew Zajac. He's not with me. We're actually doing two separate videos to explain the temporal bone to you guys with the whole pandemic thing going on, him being in the hospital and whatnot. So my video is going to go over the anatomy of the temporal bone, and his is going to cover certain projections and fun facts, certain breaks regarding the temporal bone. So what I'm gonna do is, since this is hard to see if I were to be pointing here and here, I'm going to actually flip my camera around so I could point to certain bony protuberances, grooves, and all of that to help you better understand the anatomy. So instead of looking at my beautiful face, you get to look at my beautiful fingers, all right? Okay. All right, so this first projection is going to be the lateral or side view of the temporal bone. The first part we're going to look at here is the zygomatic arch, which is this protuberance right here. And this would be the beginning of where your cheekbone would be on your face, okay? The next part, B, is the temporomandibular fossa, which is where your TMJ, which is your temporomandibular joint, would be with the mandible. So your mandible would be here, and that's where the fossa is, where the point would be to make the TMJ. Part C is your styloid process. This is just that point right there. I think of it as a little stylus pen, styloid. That helps me remember that. D is the external acoustic meatus, your EAM, and which we learned from skull positioning is where we line up a lot of our projections, and that is the opening of your ear. Then we have the mastoid process here, or also the mastoid tip, along with your mastoid portion. So those are related, mastoid and mastoid. And then the last is your squamous portion, which is this large portion right here. So now we're gonna move on to the frontal cutaway view. So right away, so this is basically kind of more of the front of your face, right? That would be the part of your nose, your eye would start to lay here. This is your zygomatic arch here, right here is. So that kind of gives you the idea of your cheekbone and the rest here. So part N is your squamous portion, which we saw over here. So this is turned now. And then we had the mastoid portion, which we're also familiar with, mastoid tip, also familiar with. And of course, our styloid process. Remember, I think of it as a stylus, a pen, it's pointy. And then we have two new parts called your petrous portion, which is S, right there, petrous portion, and then your petrous ridge. And now we're gonna go over the superior view of the temporal lobe. So this would be if you are looking down at someone's head, like you're standing above them and looking directly down. So H is obviously, this is the left temporal bone. And then if we skip to M, that's obviously the right temporal bone. Okay. So I is the petrous ridge. So if you look here, it kind of signifies a ridge. I don't know, I think of like ridges to like a valley or a river. That might help you. And then we have J is the actual internal acoustic meatus. So up here we had the external acoustic meatus, and now we have the internal, because if you think about it, this is the inside of that bone. So this is further into your skull where your ear canal really starts to be in there. And then we have the petrous pyramid here, and it kind of looks like a pyramid. I don't know where your imagination is at, guys, but that's how I remember that. And then of course, like I said in the beginning, the right temporal bone. All right, so I hope I did okay. I hope it helped you guys out. Andrew and I also made some crossword puzzles to help you guys with the anatomy and terminology. So yeah, peace out.